Hey everybody, Bill Sky, the assembly guy, and this is an extra video to show you how to enable your Linux to be able to write ARM programs, assembly language programs, in an Intel Linux, in an x86-64 Linux. Now, I've tried to figure out how to do this in Windows. It's not possible. Windows is a 64-bit x86 64 architecture operating system. There actually is a Windows 10, I believe, out there that's ARM. It's not supported by Microsoft, so you're just not going to be able to do it in Windows like you can in Linux. So if you have an x86 64 computer, which is basically a Windows computer, or one of the older prior M1, M2 Macs, you can use Linux to actually code in ARM. It's totally cool. But there's a number of things that you have to do. You have to install some packages. We're going to do it here, and I'm going to put all of these commands in the video description so you don't have to type these out by hand. So let's go ahead and do it. So I have Linux open up right here. I'm going to just go into a command prompt, into a terminal, and I'm going to type some commands here. So first of all, I'm going to type sudo apt update. Now, as I have maybe mentioned before, the sudo apt update command goes out on the internet, pulls down all the repository catalogs on your local computer so it knows where to find things. And now, if you notice down here, it says upgradable. I had to go back in time in my VMware to a version of Linux that didn't have all the updates installed. I don't want to do that here, but before you do anything, you really should do a sudo apt upgrade. Press enter, make sure you get all this stuff installed first, make sure you upgrade your operating system first, and then do the commands that I'm about to show you. But I'm just going to forego that right now because we want to just do these commands. So there's a number of commands you have to do. And again, I will put these in the description notes. We're going to install the qemu-user. Now you could also do these in a single line, but I like to show them here separately. So it's going to install all the packages that you need. And I think there's about 8 commands. And this is the AARCH64. That is an ARM set of libraries. So if you notice, it says it's already installed. That's awesome. So we're going to do another one. This is the DBG debugger for the AARCH. And I guess this whole install maybe takes 10 minutes, if that long. Oh, I must have typed something in wrong there. Let me make sure that was the GCC. I always like to type something in wrong. So this is the beauty of copying and pasting. Okay, so that's already installed, so we're all set there. Let's do the next one. And again, I'm just copying and pasting. I'm right-clicking on the window and saying pasting. So you should be able to do the same thing. That's already installed. I don't think I installed these on here before, so maybe they're adding them. It's already installed. That's cool. Maybe the one of the commands above that installed all those. I'm actually kind of surprised here, but let's go ahead and continue. All right, everything is installed. Now I'm going to go to my documents, and there's my ASM projects, and we do have the ARM templates. So let's just test out our install. Let's make sure that we can now build an ARM template. So I'm going to go into Documents, ASM Projects on the File Manager. I'm going to right-click on the Linux ARM 32-bit template. Take a look at the downloading the Komenetsky templates for Linux video, if you haven't done this yet. Okay, there we go. I'm going to right-click, open in Terminal. I'm going to say Make Clean, and Make, and I'm going to say Main. Wow, it worked. So we wrote an ARM program there. Now, what does the ARM assembler look like? It looks quite a bit different from x86. And there's really not a lot in here, but you can see down here in the data section, it really looks different. And so you're able to create an ARM assembly language program on Linux x86-64, completely different architecture. So let's go ahead and try the 64-bit. I always like to try everything out to make sure I haven't messed up. There it is. It works out great. Okay, so that's how you get it set up. What I would do at this point is after you update your Linux, after you go ahead and install these tools, I would shut down my Linux, go up to these snapshots, and at this point I would take a snapshot, and that's after you shut it down. I never like to create snapshots of the operating system running. After you shut it down, take a snapshot and give it a name, something like ARM development install. So some kind of a good name, and say take. Now if you're on a Linux main computer, you don't have to do that, or you don't do that. But that gives you a nice snapshot of the operating system with those development tools installed. All right, so that's how you get your Linux set up for ARM. Again, sorry, it's not my doing, but you really can't do this on Windows. That's the beauty of virtualization. That's the beauty of Linux. Hope to see you at the next video.